We got Edie Brickell and One New Bohemian. How you doing?
Great, how are you?
It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too. Thanks.
I'm a fan of yours.
All right.
There's one thing about that song, What I Am. It was one of those songs that you liked the first time you heard it.
Great.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Well, it was, because sometimes it takes you, a couple of times before you hear what's going on. But, I mean, the first time, and I've talked to other people about that, and the first time you hear it, it's like an instant thing. But
Then
yet,
you hear about 20 times and you hate it?
No. Never did that. See, that's
good.
that's not true.
Okay.
So when did you get into New York?
Yesterday.
Yesterday, and you're ready to do the Ritz. Now, you're christening this club practically. It hasn't even been open for a full week yet,
Good. Hope we can do it justice.
Yeah, have you been over there yet for a sound check or anything?
No, we're going in a few hours. We're ready, though. We can't wait. Yeah.
We're going to work up our new disco medley.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in tribute to the old Studio 54,
Boom, bada boom, bada boom. What I am is what I am.
Yeah.
No. Now, if you notice when you go over there's a big marquee out front, and it says, "This ain't no disco."
Oh,
right.
Is that right?
So you're going to have to scratch your plans to do any disco music over there.
Well, we'll see.
Okay.
This, now, what kind of a tour are you on? I mean, have you just the normal run-of-the-mill tour? Or
Yeah, a
what?
big theater tour. We're doing a lot of beautiful theaters, and we've been on the road a few weeks, and we'll be on for about 10 more, I think. It's great.
And we have a really nice sound system and some good lights.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
It sounds good. I want to play a record here while you relax and get settled from the traffic in New York City. But Brad just made a request from the album. Why don't you tell us about this song?
Oh, well, this is called Love Like We Do, and this will be the next single after the one that's out now.
After the new single.
Yeah.
And we'll play that one in a couple of
So we're
minutes.
starting on the video for Love Like We Do here in about a week or so.
Are you going to do that here in the city?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. What do you got planned for that?
Animation.
Really?
Yeah, it's going to be funny.
Now, I know you're an artist. You drew the little cats and the stuff on the album cover. Are you part of the animation on this
Yeah,
thing?
they'll take my characters, these animators will take the characters and make them come to life in the video.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're an artist in more ways than one.
Well, I have fun with it. I
All
try.
right, let's listen to this record here at WNEW-FM. Edie Brickell and New Bohemians. All right. Edie Brickell and New Bohemians at 102.7 WNEW-FM. Like We Do. All right, that is good. I want to put that down and cue up the next record here. Edie is here with Brad Hauser, who plays bass. Now, you're an original New
Yes.
Bohemian, right?
Yeah.
You were there before Edie came along. I think we should tell that story.
Tell the story.
Sip of Jack Daniels and all. I know you've told the story before, but I think it's real interesting how that works, Brad.
Well, actually, it was a case of Jack Daniels, and we had to...
Well, yes,
That's what the tabloids would have you
I had
believe.
heard she had to take this little sip of Jack Daniels to get the, gumption to get up there on stage. Now you tell me it was a case.
Well,
huh?
it was this good friend of ours who was Edie's friend who said, "Hey, take a shot. Here, have a shot." Okay, you'll do that. And we were up there jamming out. And we had our guitar player sang badly, and we needed us right around that time. We were starting to get really stale. We needed a singer anyway, and it just was really fortuitous that Edie came along and she sat in with us, and we did this funk thing, and she was kind of singing and rapping and just doing all this crazy stuff, and we were kind of looking at each other going, "Where's this coming from?"
You didn't know her at all?
Not really. Our friend Heather knew Edie pretty well, and we just barely knew her through there.
We were introduced that night.
So all of a sudden, after you drank this case of Jack Daniels, you...
I just dared myself. There was something about the band sound that I loved, and I knew that this was an opportunity. I couldn't pass it up. I was waiting tables and going to school at the time, and I hated my life. And I dared myself to do it. I said, "Edie, just try it. And I mean, if you make a fool out of yourself, big deal."
Now, you had never sung on stage before?
No, I don't know what happened. This little voice said, "Go, do it." And Heather, my friend, dared me. She said, "If you want to, do it. Nobody cares." And I said, "Okay, I will. I'm going to try." I wanted to see if I could, because I thought, I didn't want to lead a boring life, and I thought being a singer for a band would be a great life, and it is.
Now, you're going to school at the time?
Yeah, and waiting tables, and my life was a misery. I hated it.
Yeah.
And you had no idea what you wanted to do?
No, I knew that this would be fun. Everybody, thinks about stuff like this. And of course I had in the back of my head, I thought, boy, what a great job that would be, just to be creative all the time and expressive and not have a boss. That was the main thing, because I was a frustrated employee working for a frustrated employer. And that's the way the world is, and I hated it. And
so some sort of a fate or magic was involved in this whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of, I just had to let go of a lot of fear that night and just go for it.
How do you feel now? Now, that's only like a couple of years ago, right?
That was about 5 years ago, almost.
Okay, so in the meantime, then you wound up getting a record deal from cutting a demo tape.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you have the the number one record in the country. You got a big hit. What's life not like now for you? I mean, can you imagine what you'd still be doing if you weren't?
I don't even know if I'd be alive if I was still doing what I was doing. I couldn't stand.
Is that right?
Yeah, it was just too frustrating. I mean, I didn't want to have an unhappy life. I didn't want to be 30 years old and look back and go, yuck.
You still got a long time before you even hit 30, right?
Yeah, I know. I just made up my mind in an early age that I didn't want to have a boring life.
Now, how has life changed for you? I mean,
we're all getting to do what we want to do. When we're free to be creative and free to be, we make our own choices now. And we can't blame our frustrations on anybody else. And that's the way to live, I think.
what happened the first time you heard yourself on the radio?
I was in a car in Los Angeles, and this Jeep pulled up. And What I Am was on the radio, and I went, wow, and I rolled down my window really quick to hear it, and the guy changed the station quick.
No.
So that was the first time I heard it on the radio. It was
And he turned it away?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Was
That's
funny.
funny.
Well, you got the last laugh on that guy in his car now, because here you are, you're rolling into New York City, you're going on stage at the Ritz, the show is sold out,
Yeah.
you can't get a ticket, and Edie Brickell and New Bohemians are happening.
Yeah.
Tell you what, let's listen to, now this is the new single, right?
Yes.
Right.
Okay, this is called Circle at WNEW-FM. That cough switch you like so much doesn't work all the time.
Oh, well.
That is the new one from Edie Brickell and New Bohemians at 102.7 WNEW-FM, and we have Edie Brickell and a New Bohemian in the studio with us. Brad Hauser is here, bass player for the group. You got such a soothing voice.
Oh, well, thanks.
It is. Well, thanks. It is, though. It's kind of an album you can really mellow out to, you know.
Well, good.
But you're telling me now your next album is going to be more rock and roll?
Well, yeah, it has its high points. It has higher highs and lower lows, I think.
Ups and downs.
Yeah.
Are you going to be, well, now, when is that due?
February.
February 1990.
Yeah.
1990. Sounds weird, doesn't it?
And it'll be here in about 2 seconds. You know it.
I know.
Hey, for anybody who's coming to our shows, be sure you get there early so you can catch Steve Forbert. You don't want to miss him. Great songwriter.
Yeah, he's really good.
He is good, and he's been
starts
up
at
here.
9.
He's an old friend of NEW-FM's, and he starts at 9.
Mm-hmm.
He's a heck of a nice guy.
He is a nice guy.
Yeah.
I know that. He's done a lot of great work, and
He's got some neat songs.
he does.
And he really sounds good, too. His guitar sounds real good, and he sounds real good.
How did you hook up with him?
Geffen put it together for us.
Yeah.
Were you a
It's
fan of his
perfect. Yeah.
before?
Yeah. I mean, when I was in the 8th grade, Romeo's Tune was my favorite song.
That's an excellent song. Sounds like a great bill here, and
Yeah,
we're
he
sold
plays
out
that.
at the Ritz tonight. Now, what are you going to be doing? Now, you've only got one album out, enormously successful album. Are you doing things from the upcoming album already?
Yeah, we're doing lots of new songs. About 5 or 6, sprinkled throughout the set.
And what else do you do in concert there? Do you do any cover songs at all?
Every once in a while, but I don't think we'll be doing any tonight. Maybe, we'll just see
Probably
what
not.
happens. Nah, we have so many new songs and stuff of our own that we want to play.
How did you happen? I think it's kind of strange. You recorded this album in Wales. Mm-hmm. Now, here you are from Dallas, Texas, little bar band, and all of a sudden you record the album in Wales. How did that happen?
That's where our producer lives, and that's where he wanted to work. And the idea of going to Wales sounded great to these Texas kids who have never been out of Texas. It's like, oh, yeah.
And here you are with a big producer, Pat Moran, right?
Yeah.
Who's done Robert Plant and a host of others.
Yep.
Yeah.
He taught you a lot?
Definitely. Taught us a lot. It was an experience. Yeah, we learned a lot. Learned a lot about what to do, what not to do.
How do you work as a team? Because you really are, even though it's Edie Brickell and New Bohemians, you really are a group effort. I mean, you're not really...
Definitely, we're a band effort.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own pit. We throw ideas around each other, and everybody bends and weaves until everybody's comfortable with their part, and we have a song. And when everybody's comfortable with what they play, then the song feels great. It's just a natural groove.
I got to ask you, because your songs are kind of based on simple ideas. Mm-hmm. They're real, just simple ideas, but said in a new kind of a way. Yet you've got this title of the album that's kind of like strange. What is Shooting Rubber Bands at the Stars?
It's like what happened with us. We had these giant dreams or things that seemed way out of reach, impossible, but we went for it anyway, and we hit. So, it's just saying go for it.
That's all there is to it.
Yeah, like shooting rubber bands at the stars would be something real pointless. Your parents are telling you, man, give it up, go to college, be an accountant or something. No, you're just shooting rubber bands at the stars. Don't do that music deal. You'll never make it.
But you just might hit.
You got to try.
And you
Gotta
did.
do it,
Might
yeah.
as well.
Well, congratulations on all the success. Again, you are at the Ritz tonight. It is sold out, so if you're holding tickets, you are lucky because you'll be able to see Edie Brickell and New Bohemians on the new stage of the new Ritz with Steve Forbert opening up.
Yep.
And I want to play one more song here as I thank you for coming by. And I picked out my favorite. And I think this is a great song. In fact, you can write a song about nothing.
Yep.
And is there anything else you want to tell me about this song?
When we first started writing songs, I thought, what would be the perfect thing to write about? And then the word nothing just popped into my head, and then I thought about it for a minute, and nothing is such a common thing. You know, somebody's mad, something's wrong. You say, hey, what is it? What's the big deal? And they say, nothing.
And don't tell me nothing.
That's right.
All right. Well, Edie Brickell and Brad Hauser of New Bohemians, best of luck tonight.
Thanks.
And thank you so much for coming by. 1027 WNEW-FM. So from the Edie Brickell and New Bohemians album, here is Nothing. Thanks a lot. Isn't it true? Nothing could cause a big fight. Sometimes those big ones are over nothing. That is Nothing by Edie Brickell and New Bohemians. My thanks to Edie and bass player Brad Hauser for coming by here at 1027 WNEW-FM. They are at the Ritz tonight and tomorrow night. They are sold out tonight. Maybe a few tickets available for tomorrow night's show. You might want to check with the box office and see if there are any left. All right, it's 1027.